Well, good afternoon, and we want to welcome you all as we have welcomed our colleagues and our peers from Canada and the provincial governments of Quebec and Manitoba, Prince Edward Island, and New Brunswick with us, along with Governor Riley, Governor Bredesen, and representatives from South Carolina, North Carolina, and Mississippi with us here. It's been a great inaugural conference of the Southeast U.S. Canadian Alliance. When we, as governors and economic development teams from our southern states, began looking around, we realized the commonality that we've had with our peers from north of the border. And when you look at the numbers from each of our states regarding trade, it made a lot of sense to host this conference really as a convening opportunity for businesses to begin and to grow relationships. Premier Jean Charest was kind enough to host the agreement ceremony in Montreal last November, which we inked and called upon all of us to meet together. And I want to thank the local teams for responding very quickly, but also our economic development teams in each of our respective governments for coming together very quickly in less than 9 months to put this conference together. The attendance and the energy is well regarded in the fact that we think it can only grow as we understand the fertile ground that we have between the Canadian provinces and our local governments in the Southeast to our state governments to continue to grow business relationships and economic development, jobs and prosperity for all of our areas, and that's really our motive and our goal. The conversation has been very cordial, very candid, and very productive. The workshops have gone well, and I'd like to thank our co-host, Premier Jean Charest from Quebec, and give him an opportunity to say a few words.
Thank you, Sonny. Thank you. And I want to start by thanking Sonny Perdue, the governor of the state of Georgia, for hosting us and doing such an extraordinary job only a few months, 7 months after we'd met in Montreal, which was the meeting where we created this new forum of the southeastern United States and Canada. And it's an idea that Sonny Perdue had pursued. We first met in 2005, and I want to underscore your leadership, Governor, because this would not have happened without your personal involvement. And that speaks volumes about your leadership here in Georgia and your initiatives in terms of developing the economy of Georgia. For us on the Canadian side of the border, this is one of the regions of the United States that is extremely interesting. The economic growth here has been phenomenal. As we look at what has happened in the 6 states that are present here at this conference. And the demographic growth speaks to the future of this area of the United States, which is also very, very impressive. And so when we look at our economic relationship, we're each other's most important business partners, and then we look ahead and we know this relationship can grow exponentially, and that's exactly what we intend to do. And this forum is very much geared on business interest. On the political side, our job, I guess, from the governor's perspective and ours, is to bring people together, facilitate the discussion, allow them to do what they do best, which is create wealth and create jobs and prosperity. And there are a number, it's a timely also initiative because there are a number of issues on our radar screen. We talked about the trade agreements, for example. Ambassador Giffen spoke about that at lunch today and what the future of the trade agreements are about. What we know from our perspective is that every time we've opened up our trade relationships, we have gained. We have always been winners on both sides of the border in that respect. And that will continue to be the case into the future. So we want to stay focused on that. And there are more contemporary issues that relate to the border issues. And with the security being an imperative in regards to trade, we're all very concerned on security, but also on how we manage our borders to make them, allow them to play the role they need to play, and at the same time not be an obstacle to trade. It's a very big challenge for all of us. So on behalf of my colleagues, Governor, I want to say very, very deep appreciation for the warm Southern hospitality, and I want to thank the governors who are with us today, Governor Bredesen, of course, and Governor Riley, who are with us and the representatives of the other states of North Carolina, South Carolina, and the state of Mississippi.
And I think that's what we're trying to convene here, is the opportunity for capitalists to come together and create jobs in all of our areas. There are things that we do well in our own areas, core competencies that we have that can be exported, and while we may need to import services and goods from other areas. So that's simply what I think this is all about. And frankly, I think we are realizing as governors, both Democrat and Republican, and as the premiers of the provinces of Canada, that we will have a lot of influence over our federal governments in the future regarding how we want to do business. And I think that's what we are assuming, a very rightful role in that. But I think we do that by demonstrating to our federal governments the value of great relationships, business and political relationships, for our future security and our future competitiveness. I think North America has some unique advantages, and what we realize is that we have much more commonality, and there are many more challenges globally that we need to be as good as we can be within this continent to survive and to thrive in the future ahead. And I think that's really our goal, our common recognition of the challenges ahead, and that's why we're here.
Let me just add that the commercial relationship is the focus, and the commercial relationship will work if we get, on the political side, we get the trade relationship right, if we make the infrastructure work, and if we make the border flow. And that is our responsibility at one level or another. And those are the conditions by which the commercial relationship will be successful. Our economy is very focused on trade, and Canada, and I speak on behalf of Quebec, but all of Canada depends a great deal on trade to be able to sustain our economy. This is more and more the case in the United States. Our markets are global. Our production chains are global. Rarely will we find any manufacturer who produces everything in the same place. I mean, it's virtually non-existent anymore. Is it important for us to go out and to go to these places? I can speak on my behalf and say it is extremely important. It isn't just important, it is extremely important. Now, I brought a delegation of people with me today who are well prepared for this meeting and who know about Georgia businesses, who know about Gulfstream, who know about the lumber industry here, who know about the tourism industry here, who are all well briefed for this visit. I mean, just look in a very practical way. Here are all people who sat down for days, have prepared to come to Georgia and the Southeastern, who know about Tennessee, who know about Alabama, Mississippi. And in that respect, you'll see results. I have no doubt about that. And we'll see results back home. But it's all about, you know, having to go out there and carve out your place. I say to the folks who come to me, listen, if you come with us down here, I cannot guarantee you that you will do a business deal. I can't, but I can guarantee you one thing. Do not come. Do not show up and do not go to the southeastern United States. I guarantee you, you will do no business. That I can guarantee you. And the rest is up to them after we've done our best to open up those doors.
Well, we use the Japan Southeast U.S. model that's going on for about 28 years as sort of a foundational. I frankly think that this will have the potential and the opportunity to surpass that because of the commonalities that we share. I thought Ambassador Giffin's quote about foreigners versus just Canadians and Americans are the way we would truly view one another. And I think that commonality of spirit, that lack of fearfulness among our countries and the things that we enjoy together has the potential for even enhancing beyond what we've seen in 28 years, the commercial relationships there. As our business people learn the value of this dynamic area of the United States and our business people learn the opportunities north of the border, I think there are a lot of good things to come from it.